Okay, story time. So as you all know, I have exclusively been working on a Bushmaster ACR. Been running it, trying different setups. I started off with the Hollow Sun 510 Charlie. Then I ran the Burris TAC 30. I was not a fan of the Burris TAC 30. It took too long. This is too long of a gun for the TAC 30, in my opinion, to be effective. Target acquisition was slow. I was not speedy at close range with it. Perfect setup if I was doing long distance shooting, but for close quarters, which I wanted to use this gun, I wanted this to be my go-to gun for everything. Didn't work out well for me. So I broke it back down to its original setup. It's now running the Hollow Sun 510 Charlie. Things to come, most likely, probably yes. In future, I am going to change out this handguard so I can get the E-Grow grip on here, which I know I like, and also drop weight from removing this polymer front end and putting a lighter, I believe they're machined out of aluminum. I'm not sure what grain, but I know they're machined out of aluminum, placed on here. I like the barrel length, probably gonna go suppressed later on in the future, but that's for future Romeo Tango to worry about. Right now, say bye-bye to this because gotta retire this gun. And here's why. Say bye-bye to the Bushmaster ACR. We, for the month of October, are going to focus on the Tavor X95. I have neglected this gun since I've owned it. Not for nothing, but because it was mentally frustrating running this gun, having used M4's ARs for 12 years. So when I first purchased this firearm, one of the issues I ran into is I would try to feed magazines here. Because this is where the mag well would be on M4 AR. It's constantly hitting magazines right here because I had 12 years of habit of not even thinking about it. Subconsciously, I noticed where they went. So now I have to get used to putting them back here, which is closer to my face. And dropping them from here as usual. Another issue I'm running into when running them is the way I would hold them. My arm would rest up against the side of the magazine, so when I went to drop them, they wouldn't fall freely. You can see, even upside down, that mag catch is on point. It pushes them out. Look at that. Let's see if I can slam it home and get it to pop out. No, all right, close enough. Anyway, another weird thing that I found about it that I need some practice with is this is the bolt catch, which is all the way up by your shoulder, obviously. So when you lock it back, you gotta pull this down to lock the bolt. It's fun when you're changing mags because you slam the mag in. I'll do a quick demonstration. So I do it lefty. So when you slam the mag in, you just tap and it rides it forward. Don't worry, mag's empty, gun's empty. Trust me, I've been handling firearms for a long time. I got this. So anyway, now with this optic on here, I don't have the same issue I've had with the ACR. I can acquire targets quickly with this. As short as this and small or compact, if you will, as this looks, this is a 16-inch barrel on this gun. Most of the barrel's taken up in here and the bolts back in this area right here. Love it, love the setup. Not quite sure how I feel about the front end yet. Funny story, so I've had this light, and it's actually an Israeli light, go figure. So obviously I put it on the Israeli-made firearm. I had this light for about 10 years or so, maybe 11 years, I'm not sure. I had it for a long time. It's been just sitting in a closet in a box. I was doing some cleaning and I rediscovered it, and honestly, I never used it. So what I discovered is that it's 11 years old. This flashlight has strobe. I had no idea. I never used it. Not even sure how I got it. I just have it. It had a rat tail on it. The rat tail just disintegrated from just sitting around doing nothing, so I just cut it off. I had plans on replacing this cap and getting a new rat tail put on there, but I'll probably never use it. That ain't gonna lie. I'd rather just hit this button, which I have it in a position where I can hit it with my hands. You know, you don't actually want to just turn your light on. You want to just flash it and see what you're doing. So the way it's set up, I can just tap the light and have it come on and off. Anyway, so this is gonna be the gun for the month of October. This is what you're gonna see in the videos from now on. I am going to master this firearm. I'm going to make it work well for me, and all the issues I've had with it, loading mags, locking the bolt to the rear. I'm going to work all that out. I'm going to dedicate this month to working that issue out. So this weekend, I did all this, setting up things, running things. Let's do the range report. These are the firearms I used. I zeroed in the ACR with 510 Charlie on there. I zeroed this in, obviously, and I put the red dot back on here, which I did remove and put on the ACR for a while. I had it sitting on top of this. Did not like it. It was awkward as hell. Sitting up way too high. Couldn't get a good cheek weld on there. So I slide all these in. And let's talk about the training I did this weekend. Because obviously I didn't get to do a range report. I didn't get to post much this weekend. I was pretty busy. So I started off with a pistol, because I like to warm up doing accuracy tests. So what you're looking at right now is from holster, within 2 seconds, draw, fire, reholster. I had myself down to 175. That was my average. 175 was my average. My fastest I got from holster, fire, reholster was 145. These are all the pistol shots here. I think I had a flyer here, flyer there, but the pistol shots are centered right here, right inside this little circle. I did really well at that. I was really impressed with myself. I had this habit I was trying to break, which is why I ran this drill. For some reason, I started doing shooter flinch. I could not get it to stop. I would flinch. Like, even when I wouldn't fire a gun, I would just flinch. And I would shake my hand. So I was running this drill to break the habit. I think it's gone now. I don't know where I got it from, but it's gone. It's gone. I can officially say it's gone. So after I ran that pistol drill, I think I was only loading 3 rounds in the magazine. I'm pretty sure it was only 3 rounds. Yep, only 3 rounds in the magazine to run that drill. Mag changes in there as well. Gotta stay proficient. Ran that probably 20, 30, maybe 40 times. I'm not really sure. I think I went through about 100 rounds running it. So however many, you do the math. I don't know. I'm not doing it right now. So I did that. Then I switched over to the Tavor X95. I was doing, I believe that's the target. Make sure I got the right target. Nope, wrong target. This target. I was doing, this was my close range target. I think I had this set out at 10 yards. And this one was out at 25 yards. Yeah, it should be 25 yards and 10 yards. So this was my first target I recognized. So I would pistol. No, I went with the Tavor. I gave it 2 shots to the head, 3 shots to the body. So close range target, 3 shots to the head, 2 shots to the head, further target, 3 to the body to kind of put it down. So I practiced that for a while. I don't remember what I was doing over here. I think I was zeroing I zeroed in the Tavor here. I zeroed in the ACR here at 25. I zeroed them originally at 15, then I pushed the target out to 25 and zeroed them in. So I had this target hung below this one. I was using this as a headshot. This was my throat. This was my body. They were sitting out at 15 yards. This was pistol. So I was giving 2 body, 1 head, 2 body, 1 head with the pistol. Then I switched over to the Tavor X95 and just used this target. Gave myself a 2.5 second timer, 5 shots at 15 yards, 5 shots to the head. Got a little squirrely up in here. But for the remainder of the shots, really opened this up. That's where these large holes came from. The remainder of the shots, I was really on target with it. I did that with a full magazine, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So 6 rounds of that. This was my original zero target. When I got to, pushed out to 25. 25 yards. I originally zeroed on this, the ACR and the Tavor. They were pretty much dialed in a little wide. You can see this is breathing right here. I'm not even sure what happened there. I did pretty well there, and then that was trigger squeeze, going straight across. But it didn't take long. I think I was at the range 4 hours. Probably a solid 30, 40 minutes of that was I broke out the Chris Vector, and I tried to fix that while I was there this weekend. You guys already saw the video. It was the first thing I posted. I think I finally got it fixed. Please like and subscribe. I'm Romeo Tango.